Hello, everyone. It's time for a new Mania. Austin and I are doing Spooky Mania over the next 2 weeks, and we are opening with a movie that Austin picked. All of these are going to be blind watches and things that we're not preparing for at all. It's a Mania, so hijinks will ensue. Some of them I've seen, some of them Austin's seen, and maybe only a few we've both seen. But this one is new to me, and Austin's going to tell us a little bit about it before we set up the timestamp 0 and start watching this over 100-year-old movie. I can't even believe it, Austin.
I know, it's crazy. Well, and first of all, because we're going back and forth between our picks, and it should be noted that was decided, like who started and who ended, was decided on a coin flip.
I forgot about that.
Of course, like you do.
Well, we did that like a month ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. It was basically just deciding what should be the Halloween movie.
Oh, I think you said like you do, meaning like I forget everything.
Oh, no, I meant like you do, like, you decide everything with a coin flip.
I was like, I totally forgot we did a coin flip, and Austin's like you do.
Oh no, I meant just deciding things on a coin flip.
Yeah. No, that was a good idea, but I'm glad it wound up the way it did because we're gonna do our oldest movie first. We actually could have ordered it that way, I guess, where we did them just chronologically as they were released. But the earliest movie I chose is like 1990, so we would have front loaded with several of yours. I think 4 of your 5 are before that.
I was gonna say, I think if we'd done it release order, it would have been all of mine with like maybe one of yours in the middle somewhere, and then all of yours.
Did you not pick anything post 1990?
No. Now I have to think about it. No, I think my oldest film is Christine. I think
maybe so.
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
newest movie.
Newest, yeah, and that's 80s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would you?
Yeah,
believe...
well, originally I had a movie from like a different decade, like with every single one of them. I didn't have any that were sharing a decade, but then I lost Exorcist 3, which made me sad, but oh well.
Well, and what's really funny about this, it'll be fun going back and forth like we're gonna do. But my earliest pick is after all of your movies, and 1990 is the earliest year, but 2 movies are tied. I have 2 movies that came out that same year, like 4 months apart from each other.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because Jason and I looked this up today, because I kept thinking Flatliners was 89. It's actually 90, as is Child's Play 2, which we're doing tomorrow. They both come out that same year. And then everything else I picked is after that.
So I didn't realize Child's Play 2 was 90.
Mm-hmm.
It maybe would have just been all of my movies followed by all of your movies.
It would have! That's so funny.
That's fantastic.
Anyway, we have posted the list in the community tab, but we can try to rattle them down real quick, Austin, if you want to, just so everybody knows what we're doing. Do you have the list close?
Yeah, we can do. Yeah, I have it right here.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us if you're watching live right now, and thanks for watching this after the fact as well. People are praising the intro. I want to thank Connor Morganson a bunch for making that. He did the last meeting intro for us, and I came back to him again and asked him if he would do this one. And he said that, so he's a graphic designer and makes... and does videography and stuff. He makes a lot of short films and things. And he said he had been doing a lot of projects earlier in the year. Maybe he had one big project, I can't remember, that is in the vein of an old spooky, like, silent film. So that was just already kind of in his veins then.
Nice.
So he did one of those up for us, and it fits perfectly with Caligari because it looks like it's from that very period. But you'll see it at the start of each of these. But anyway, Austin, if you'll take us down, I don't think Austin's seen it yet. He'll have to play this back later and look at it.
Yeah, no, I will. I haven't seen it yet. But I'm excited. I think I had to do the same thing with DCU Mania. I think I had to wait until we were done to watch the intro.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
I tried to send it to you and the permissions were wrong. Anyway, nobody cares. Go ahead and run down the list just so everybody knows what we're doing.
Yeah, so obviously today, Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Tomorrow we have Child's Play 2. on Wednesday, Little Shop of Horrors, that being the '80s remake, in case you're wondering.
So not
Then
everything
Thursday
is
is
horror. A lot of it is, but at least one or two of these things are just in the vein. They fit well for this season.
yeah, no, of course. Although a lot of mine kind of ended up being like summary horror films,
Sure.
which is kind of funny. And then Friday is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Then next Monday is Flatliners. That Tuesday is Creature from the Black Lagoon. That Wednesday is 28 Days Later. Thursday is Christine, and Friday is the remake of The Ring.
I think it's a real solid list, and it's a cool eclectic
Yeah.
assortment of things. It's all just so different. One's a gamut.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And we're talking about doing this again next year if this does well enough. If folks are interested in it, there's going to be plenty of other things to pick from. So
If we do it next year, I already have my five picks.
well, you had a really hard time narrowing it down, and this is not my
Really
genre,
hard.
but honestly, it was a little bit tough for me too. And next year, I'll probably try to pick one or two things that aren't like really horror movies. I mean, a couple of mine are kind of thrillers before they're horrors, but I didn't do anything like Little Shop of Horrors, which ironically is not really a horror movie, but is the only movie with horror in the title that we're doing.
Yeah, of course. But it's magical, so.
And I'm really looking forward to Creature from the Black Lagoon because I've never seen that, and I adored the miniseries that we reviewed last week based on that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I had like a couple things where I was like, okay, I have to include a John Carpenter movie. I have to include a Universal monster movie. So like, there was like a couple things that I had to hit.
Next time, I'm going to make sure that all of mine are before 1990.
And then I'll do only like 2010s and newer.
Tomorrow, yes, we'll flip the whole thing. Tomorrow night
Exactly.
we're gonna do Child's Play 2, and John is gonna join us for that. He wants to be on for at least a couple of these, and we've put our feelers out and invited some guest commentators. We'll see if anybody else happens to pop in. But anyway, let's go ahead and watch this. Austin, you're gonna laugh at me. My first instinct, just now setting this up, was to make sure the subtitles were on.
That's wonderful.
And then I went, "Oh, I'm not gonna need those." Because it's a silent. What can you tell us real briefly about this movie before we start?
Actually, hold on. You might need the subtitles. I'm looking. Yeah, no, turn them on because like the text cards are in German.
Oh, okay, good. So it does have subtitles that'll give us those.
Yeah.
Are
You
we
saying
sure?
that made me think, oh, I should check.
Are we sure that they will on YouTube? Oh, yes, they are. Yeah. Good. Are you watching with the same link that I am?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
I figured I would just go to that. That way there was no like issue of runtime or like, I pick one that has like an extra logo because this movie is like super accessible. You can find it anywhere.
I just threw that in the comments for everybody in case you haven't already pulled it up. Because I forgot to mention, this is free on YouTube. You can watch it along with us. And Connor is actually, not Connor Nielsen, but the other Connor who made the logo for us is actually in the comments tonight. So everybody say good job to Connor and say thanks. He just fixed the permissions so that you can see that.
Oh, perfect. Well, I assume you did an amazing job, so I'll say good job
He did.
before I see it, but I will see it.
You'll just have
once
to
we're
take my
done.
word for it. Yeah, Teddy, $5 super
Exactly.
chat.
I trust you.
Teddy, thanks a lot for the support, man. Appreciate it. To put this in perspective, this movie is so old. It's before we got Nazi jokes. That's right before Austin got his favorite topic for comedy.
That is correct. No, it is crazy when you think about it like that. Like this is so just from another world.
Yeah,
No, this is only I think 2 years after World War One.
I was gonna say we just finished
and
World
it
War
would have
One.
filmed the year after. Yeah.
It's nuts. Yeah, so like literally nothing we care about related to the channel has happened yet.
Mhm.
Literally nothing. Like the only I'm saying for pop culture stuff, like the only obviously historical things we're interested in, but just like pop
Yeah.
culture things that have happened. Like you go back to the earliest things we ever talked about. You've like still Batman and Superman at least exist, right? You go back to 1920. We haven't even had Metropolis yet. Like this is like this is a German expressionist movie I've never seen. I've really only seen Metropolis in that vein. I've not even seen M yet. So I'd like to get to some of that stuff at some point. And this one was on my list, so I'm really glad that you picked it. We'll go ahead and get started here in
Well,
a second. What were you gonna say, Austin? I like to do a little bit of preamble so people have time to get in here and watch it with us.
well, there are two giant things that connect this to stuff we talk about. A, Tim Burton does not have a career without this movie.
Yeah.
And B, one of the main actors would then go on to be the Man Who Laughs, that silent film,
Oh,
which would
really?
then be the inspiration for the Joker.
I was looking up the date for that today because I've always been curious to watch that, and I was thinking if I pick a silent film next year, I might pick that because I think that's probably creepy enough to count.
Yeah, I would think that's fine to count.
I don't know. I've never watched it, but like it looks creepy. Like
Mhm.
the guy's the inspiration for the Joker. Like it looks creepy. It might just be
Yeah,
really
exactly.
sad though. I don't know.
That just makes it funnier.
Yeah, I almost picked Nightmare Before Christmas this year, and since we're doing a thing that inspired Tim Burton, I might pick that next year because oddly I don't have a commentary for that on the channel.
Yeah, for some reason I thought we did it last year. Maybe we just talked about doing it last year for
Yeah, we
Christmas.
just talked about it. I don't think. I'll look it
Yeah.
up. It's possible we did it and I forgot. I don't think we've ever done it.
Well, now that I think about it, I don't think that we did it, but we definitely talked about doing it for Christmas.
Okay, if we haven't lost you, thanks a lot for being with us. We're gonna actually watch this movie now. I appreciate you guys spending some time with us. Again, we're gonna
Yeah.
be replacing the entire Geekvolution schedule over the next 2 weeks with these. We're gonna do 10 of them. It'll be every night, Monday through Friday, at the normal times we usually broadcast. So most nights, 9 or 10 in the evening, usually more like 10, and then Wednesdays 7. And Jason should be there for both of those. So he'll get to
Right
see
on.
some really scary horror movies, I think.
And Little Shop.
Oh, that's right. Little Shop is Wednesday. But I
He'll
guess
get Little Shop and 28
and 28
days
days
later,
later.
two polar opposites.
It's awesome. All right, let's do it. Interact with us in the comments if you're watching live. And as always, if you leave a super chat, we'll make sure for sure that we read it. Here we go. Everybody, please press play right now. Ooh, a film in 6 acts. You know, I'm really worried about that 6-act formula, Austin.
Well, every movie followed that moving forward, as we all know. German names.
Yeah, I almost tried to read these in a German accent, and then I decided against it because it's been too long since I took German. So, like, I used to. I never spoke it well, but I used to pronounce it okay. And now I'm all self-conscious. I'm like, I better not do that.
That's a great pickup line to be in Germany and be like, "Babe, I don't speak it well, but I pronounce it correctly."
Oh no, not Conrad Veidt. I wonder who the bad guy's
yeah.
gonna be.
Well, it's either Kraus or Veidt.
Kraus or Veidt. Those both sound like scary names. Man, you gotta love the days of analog, which I realize is like everything up to 20 years ago. But you gotta love imagining behind the scenes somebody's just cranking the credits, just like
Oh yeah,
you're either dragging a camera
somebody's
across
holding
them,
the napkin
or
and
you're just doing
slowly
this.
holding it, like moving it up.
Yeah, exactly. I love this font.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's something that's only been restored in like the last like couple decades. Where like before that, we kind of just chopped them off and put in our own,
Oh,
which
really?
is plain white. They're
That's
plain
fantastic.
like regular text.
They're really stylistic, and may I say, expressionistic.
Exactly. No, it definitely fits a lot better.
Okay, I gotta read this plot. They pushed me to leave my wife and child. For a second, he looked like he was reading. I'm like, dude, you're in a silent film. Nobody's gonna care what you're saying.
And this might be one of the earliest examples of a wraparound in film, but I don't know like a ton about this era, of course. Like I'm not super well educated.
But probably.
But this
I mean, obviously, it's crazy early.
I'd imagine so.
You haven't had features for very long.
Well, and a lot of people consider this the first horror feature. Like obviously there is stuff before this that's horror, but
a lot more, shorter films. And before that, we would have considered much shorter things to be features because you would have a big crowd that would sit down and watch something that was 15 minutes long or less.
Yeah. No, exactly. I've experienced Stranger Things.
I experienced the first season of Stranger Things, and then I figured it was kind of pointless after that.
Yeah, you don't have to experience anything after that.
I'll tell you about it. No, don't. I don't want to know about anything after season 1 of Stranger Things. I'm good.
Let me tell you about Stranger Things season 6.
It's interesting seeing certain devices before they're probably really prominent. Stuff that this is pioneering or that it's borrowing from that just did it, like the kind of circle lighting around the man when we first see him, suggesting like he's probably in love with this girl. Like you see that a lot in the silent era, that kind of thing. And I think we'll get color filters in this movie, but I'm not totally sure. Just judging by some of the images I found when I was searching for thumbnails for this, some of them were in different colors. So I assume there's color filters, unless
it just depends on the. It's because it has admittedly been a while since I've watched this, so maybe it could just be a matter of like where you find it. But
yeah, I'm just scrolling through real quick. In fact, it does not look like there's color filters on the version we're watching.
But obviously, this has a lot of painted backgrounds and especially painted lighting, where we paint the shadows into the background.
Yeah, which is much more effective in black and white. Always like you buy it more because it's supposed to be stylistic. So like nobody's looking at this going, this looks realistic. Even then, of course, and it's not supposed to. And why is Danny DeVito Penguin coming at me?
That's our boy. That's Dr. Caligari.
Oh wow! I'm just waiting for him to bite somebody's nose off. Senior Sticks, how is Dr. Caligari? Well, I liked the opening credits. We're 5 minutes in. This man's reading a book. I don't know what's happening yet.
We don't even know what book it is.
All I know is
Where's the coverage?
All I know is a guy looked like he was reading a script for a silent movie.
Well, at least he was reading it silently.
Yeah, good call on the painted shadows, because that's part of what gives this kind of a drawn, artistic look. Where it's like you have the cool shadow of the window on the floor.
Yeah,
which you could achieve in no other way.
Yeah, or even like on the wall, like the way they drew that kind of like triangle-y like top as the shadow. And of course, here we have like all the buildings are very warped and like every window is like diagonal.
Well, and I feel like with this, maybe I'm talking out of the other side of my face, but I feel like with German expressionism just in general, but with anything from this era that's trying to be more stylized, you're seeing the gap being bridged real hard between like set building for stage plays and set building for film.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, especially, like a lot of these painted backgrounds. Like there was the one earlier with Danny DeVito, as you were saying, with the town in the background. Like that was just on a stage, like very clearly so.
Okay, so it's really funny that you brought up Tim Burton earlier. I mean, like obviously this director is a big influence, but I'm going to go as far as to say that Caligari is probably an influence for specifically the Penguin. Just look at him. I don't like the more we're talking about this. I don't even think that necessarily is just an odd coincidence. I think maybe Burton made Danny DeVito Dr. Caligari. Look at him.
Look at him.
Somebody's gonna have to explain this plot to me.
Now, basically, Dr. Caligari works at a circus, and we're gonna go to a circus shortly, which also puts in that penguin thing.
Vartan! Teddy, $20 super chat. Thank you so much for the support, buddy. But no, this era between World War One and Two, 1920s, is really fascinating to me because it's so alien in a lot of ways. Yeah, like Austin was saying, but it's also when things start to feel like something familiar from what we know, if that makes sense. Well, yeah, sure, being the start of the Industrial Revolution and such.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look at this man's chair.
There's a crow in the soundtrack right now. Are you hearing that?
Oh, of course. Yeah. He lives in there.
But like, I don't see a crow on screen. It's like,
I want to own this stool this guy has.
Yeah, and Dr. Caligari has Mickey Mouse hands. He is creeping me out. Like you are setting us on the proper path here, because I walked into this going, oh, 1920s. I'm not going to be scared. I'm already mortified. Not mortified, horrified. I'm already horrified.
That was genuinely, and obviously we're talking over it, so it's a bit of a different experience, but that was part of what I
It's
had
sort of like Stranger Things, really. It's that experience.
Exactly. No, when I first watched this, I was riveted. I was like, for a movie that's 100 years old, like, it doesn't really feel as old as it is.
Well, just in the first few minutes, it feels like they're really thinking about pacing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's not just sitting here.
Mm-hmm. No, and there's a big twist at the end that like genuinely like really got me.
Oh, exciting!
Which is crazy for this era. Yeah, so here we're going into the circus.
Oh, cool. You got somebody back there just spinning little carousels. Like again, I'm just imagining dudes with cranks.
This guy's got a monkey on his little cart.
Austin, I legitimately want to make a movie like this, where you just
that'd be awesome.
Where you just build sets like this, in one soundstage.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know, if I move some stuff around, I've got enough space in the bunker to make a thing like this.
Well, this is genuinely the type of thing that you could probably make, like on your own over a long period of time.
Yeah.
Where you build like each scene individually.
Mm-hmm. You like strike sets and like you build sets, strike sets, build sets on top of other sets.
Exactly.
Like when it was Spawn Year.
Yeah.
Like it would be like Spawn Year, but just more elaborate.
Mm-hmm. No, exactly. Get your kids to spin around little circus things.
Well, and by more elaborate, what I really mean is we would build sets large enough that you could stand up in them.
Oh, I knew exactly what you meant.
Because you couldn't really do that. I was also going to mention the transitions so far from scene to scene remind me also a lot of stage play transitions, with the lights coming up and down.
Yeah, it's also very like George Lucas, like the circle fades and stuff.
Well, yeah, but that was because serials did that. But with this, it's a lot slower. So they're not wipes. it's fade-ins and fade-outs, but I mean, you're right. Like with those kinds of more fancier transitions. Um,
Yeah, so this is his little stage show, and the guy that he has on this poster, his creation guy, that is the guy who will go on to be the man who laughs,
oh,
as
cool.
Caesar, the sleepwalker.
Okay, so is there anything supernatural about this premise?
Kind of.
Like
It's a hard question to answer.
okay, I always imagined Caligari was probably doing, because I've never looked into this, but just people talking about
Yeah.
it. I always imagined he was doing some kind of like Frankenstein monster type stuff.
There's definitely some like influence on that. So that was the end of Act One.
Yeah, this is
You gotta love this window that is like an arrow pointing you towards our
hell.
characters.
Oh, a murder.
Mord.
What was great though was that at first, before it starts scrolling, the subtitles just said murder, which sort of suggests that all of the words that you're
All of it
seeing
just says
are
murder.
saying murder. Now I know enough German to know that's not true, obviously. But it's like that thing that we always make fun of with Japanese dubs.
Mhm. Yeah,
Where like in
that's
English
exactly
it's
what I was
3
thinking
words, but in
of.
Japanese it takes 9 years to say. These sets are just the coolest, man.
Oh yeah, they're so pretty.
And just really inventive. Part of
Mhm.
what, and I haven't seen this whole thing yet, obviously, but part of what I imagine made you feel like this held up so well after 120 something years, Austin, is probably just this all feels like still original and really imaginative, right? Like even though you've seen a lot of stuff that's looking at it, it's still the
Mhm.
kind of the kind of piece where you go like, how did somebody come up with this?
Yeah. Well, especially with the kind of stage play feel. Like I've seen movies made way after this that also feel like a stage play that just aren't really cinematic.
Yeah, and this is both.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Like this, you could see some of being pulled off on stage.
Yeah, and I have to imagine there was probably a Caligari stage play at some point.
Oh,
I'd
I
be
bet.
shocked if there wasn't.
Dude, there are days where I wish I could sleep for 23 years.
I know, right? I feel like that right now.
So we got like a Rip Van Winkle that hasn't woken up yet. Without
Yeah,
interruption, day
Caesar
or night.
Guest
I don't
Wonder.
see the downside yet. I'm sorry, what, Austin?
I don't know. I just read the the start of that German text.
Caesar goes before your eyes. Oh man, it's the Planet of the Apes prequels.
Yeah, exactly.
Why is
Planet of
there
the
a
Crows.
crow?
Because it's scary. Crows are scary, don't you know?
Like at first, I couldn't decide if it was supposed to be part of the soundtrack. I mean, it obviously is part of the soundtrack, but if it was the kind of thing where the soundtrack is adding sound effects as like kind of set dressing, but then we got it while we were reading an intertitled.
Yeah, come see my show and make me the mayor.
He's even got a cane. I'm telling you.
Oh, 100%. Like I said, there is not a Tim Burton movie in his entire filmography that doesn't have this movie somewhere in its DNA.
Well, Returns
100%.
is like 65% this movie, I think.
Yeah. When he loves like the like warped architecture and
Yeah.
like all that stuff, like
Even the
he's
white
very
shirt
into
he's
that.
wearing underneath the penguin has.
Yeah.
And the hair is the same. Okay, that sounded like
Yep.
somebody cocking a shotgun. I don't know what that was about.
It's olden times. I'm sure they cocked shotguns before every performance at a circus.
I am liking the score a lot. There's always the question, of course, if the score you're listening to is exactly what was played with the movie in the first place. So like I would have to look into that and see what the score is
Yeah.
now versus, because in 1920, of course, you wouldn't have had pre-recorded score. This would have been I believe this would have been seen
Played at the
with
theater.
a live orchestra or just a piano player or maybe a string quartet or like this is a lot of strings, so it could have easily just been that's a special kind of creepy. He's freaking me out, man, with his Mickey Mouse hands.
Well, I was gonna say he's the only guy that can be scary with Mickey Mouse hands.
I found myself naturally counting his fingers.
Wait a minute. It's scarier because he has more than 3.
Whoa!
You can't wear one of those gloves and have more than 3 fingers.
I've talked about this before, but one of the coolest experiences you can have is to see a good silent film with a live orchestra,
Oh, I bet.
which I got to do with Metropolis once. And I'd like to do that again with something.
That'd
Although
be a
it was
fantastic
cool,
experience.
it's funny because Nightmare Before Christmas is the only other movie I've seen with a live orchestra, and that was great.
I want to see Halloween like that. Just one person on a piano going like in the same 3 chords.
And then halfway
Chord.
through, he has to take a break, and somebody else comes in to take over.
He gets carpal tunnel and leaves.
Yeah, this guy looks like he could be a Frankenstein, Austin.
Yes. Well, there's a big thing later on where he's going to hold a woman like that, and I think that's one of the first like appearances of that kind of image. But when I tried to look into it more today, I couldn't really get to the bottom of that.
Well, and it's really funny if he's
Google
playing
didn't know
the
what I
man who
meant.
laughs because he's got the exact same makeup going on.
Yeah. Well, Burton did not use this as his design for Joker. He did not just wear like a turtleneck and pants.
It's so weird though, because then you get to Ledger, and it looks a lot closer to that.
That's true.
Particularly the first image we get of it.
Especially the eyeliner around the eyes.
Yes.
I didn't think about that, but you're right.
Nicholas Bodo, do you find this guy more unsettling than DeVito Penguin Cap? I mean, so far, just because when DeVito starts talking, you're like, okay, now we're in kind of more camp land.
Yeah.
But we'll see if this guy ends up playing this town like a harp from hell.
He might.
Well, Caesar knows the past and
performance.
sees the future. Well, that would be supernatural were it true.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's part of his show. Is this guy is like sleeping for 23 years or whatever, and he can wake him up, and he can like predict things.
Okay, but I'm confused because this score is good. Dun 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 dun. Now it's getting really exciting. Guys, got to take a break.
The carpal tunnel.
So I'm confused. I'm assuming this is a regular show he does. So how could the guy be asleep for 23 years if he regularly wakes him up to do the show?
Well,
Or
I
is
think
it
he
just
just
a
started.
gimmick?
This is the first show, I think, but that's like the gimmick. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was like a gimmick where he tells every crowd like this guy's been sleeping 23 years, but I'll be here all week. Look, that guy's got the same face I would if I met Dr. Caligari. He also looks like the Crow. Not the crows that were the soundtrack, but we have the Crow, and then we have the precursor to The Man Who Laughs, which is the precursor to Heath Ledger's Joker. And Heath Ledger was clearly, for his performance, looking back to some degree at Lee playing the Crow. It all goes full circle, folks. Look at that set. I just want to pause it. Like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy to think like this is so old that like nothing from this movie probably still exists. I wouldn't
Yeah.
think.
No, I'm sure. Well, also, a lot of it's probably cardboard, would have decomposed pretty quickly. Like,
Yeah. Like even like costumes and stuff. Like,
well, I should say decompose. It's not like cardboard won't last, but like, it'll get wet and stuff. Like, it's hard to preserve a lot of cardboard.
hmm yeah, I'm sure they just like slashed this down when they were done making it.
Do you ever watch old black and white movies and wonder what some of the colors were?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm not looking at this wishing it was in color, of course. Like, this is entirely intended to look like what it looks like. But I am wondering, there's a lot of paint here. Like, what are the colors? Or do they paint it mostly black and white, knowing it will be photographed that way?
Unless they color it in a way that will look good black and white.
Yeah,
They could be too.
Look at the depth of
Maybe
frame
this is
here.
all like hot pink.
Did you see that? Where it looked like that alley just
Yeah.
went down forever? That's so cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a lot of just like reaching shadows.
Can you imagine living in a tilted trailer?
Yeah, look how small that is when it's tilted. It's actually hell.
Dun 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 dun. Dun.
No wonder he became the penguin.
Well, no wonder he's hunched over. He lives in a tilted trailer.
He lives in a hunched over building.
Why are we doing silent movie mania? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, there you go. Probably because like 6 people will watch it. Although we got a pretty good crowd tonight, better than I expected.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming in. Because yeah, I thought tonight could be like 6, maybe.
Yeah, when I said that, I was like, this is a very self-indulgent choice, and no one will care, but I will.
People just came in to see if Connor was going to do another intro for us.
Exactly.
Let's let him two decide.
What?
But that's what it says. But we will
I know.
remain friends no matter what he chooses. Matthew Bass, why does someone always bring eggs and tomatoes to a speech?
I want to see whoever the Batman equivalent would be.
Okay, look, that
me.
I did not need
Like a
subtitles for, okay? I know what knocked means. I could do that.
Without that, I would just assume it's very angry because it's German.
When I was in high school, I've never had cause to ever mention this. Look at the shadows. It's so scary, Austin. Oh, he's going straight
Yeah.
in. When I was in high school, I was in a lot of choirs and a lot of vocal groups, and we sang a piece once. Oh, that's a good cliffhanger.
Mhm.
They're even thinking about cliffhangers between their acts. But anyway, I'll tell the story real fast. We had to sing a German choral piece called In Stiller Nacht, which is, if memory serves, are the crows back? Yeah, the crows are back.
They are back.
I can't remember what, but I believe that is the precursor to an Elvis song. It's like retooled to be an Elvis song.
Oh, fascinating.
If it's not that, it's another song we did. Senior Sticks, $2
Yeah.
super chat. Idea Jared Leto Mania. Second Cap reads a
No.
book. Yeah, get out of here with that. That's never gonna happen.
There will be more people watching this than us doing Tron Ares.
There would be more people watching me read a random book than Jared Leto Mania. It would have to be the right book. I would be totally cool with some kind of dramatic reading. I have actually considered doing that sort of thing before. I mean, I've spent a lot of years like honing my reading aloud skills. I think I could make that entertaining. but I always worry about kind of copyright with that.
Hmm.
Where like it's technically not legal to sit in front of a camera and read a book cover to cover.
I just got to pick something that's public domain.
Yeah, no, that's
This
true.
technically, I think we probably could have had in our stream, but
And
eh, easy to
yeah, I've thought
find.
about that with things like this, and then I've still gotten copyright flagged. Like I couldn't do it with Fleischer Superman without getting
Yeah,
flagged.
every now and then YouTube's like, "Hey, nope, I don't think so." The Prophecy of the Sleepwalker.
Now, like if I did it and didn't monetize it, but then
Oh, yeah, the
I
way that woman's in the background is creepy. She's like,
Senior
sorry,
Sticks
go ahead.
is the penguin hunched over. I think the penguin is hunched over.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because that's why he's like, "Ah."
Austin, I am. That's so cool. Do you see it? It's a
Yeah.
face.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
like
you
a
got, like,
pumpkin
eyes.
face.
It's Jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah. How far into this are we? Like about half an hour? This is
Yeah.
just visually maybe already my favorite silent film. And like I took a silent film
Yeah.
course in college. I've seen a fair number of them. I'm not an expert by any stretch, and it's been years since I did that. So I'm not sitting here trying to act like I know a ton about silent films. I'm just saying I've watched, you know, well over a dozen, probably 20, 25 maybe silent films,
Yeah.
maybe more.
Way more than me. I think I've only really seen this and Nosferatu, and then a couple shorts like the Moon one. I know I've seen like the original like Lost Frankenstein,
Oh, cool.
like 11 minutes. That one's interesting because the body isn't made from corpses. It's made in like a concoction in a cauldron, and like flesh forms out of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's very different.
Maybe you can pick that
That's
next time.
yeah. Could you imagine we popped in for an 11-minute stream?
Yeah, pick that. Well, you can pick like I don't know that and something else.
No, only
Only
that.
that. So I was gonna say a minute ago that I thought it was amazing that they built this staircase for that one like 10-second shot, and then we came back to it.
Well, I love that they gave it like skunk lines.
Yeah, it does look like that. And again, these
Especially
painted
like when it hits the
shadows.
ground, it like expands. I mean, I guess it expands from the bottom to the front, but like it really takes off once it hits the
I'm
ground.
trying to see if this guy has real shadows that are hitting the ground along with the painted shadows. I think he had. I think he is.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
But I was gonna say,
Damn, I don't like
Metropolis.
this anymore.
Metropolis is obviously another like brilliant visual masterpiece. This is
Yeah.
more watchable so far than
Yeah.
Metropolis
Well, I really need
is.
to
It's a lot
watch
slower.
Metropolis. Like that's definitely one I'm remiss on.
Yeah, and it's wonderful, and it was my favorite silent film before this. This might end up edging it out, or at least again, at least I'm finding it really inspiring. Because now I want to build something like this.
Yeah. Well, that's like the best kind of thing, right? Like where you watch like a piece of art and it makes you want to also be artistic.
And this was made 9 years before or what? Yeah, like 9 years before the Depression. So some people still could have afforded to make this.
Well, and like for Germany, I would
I
think it'd
realize
be
I realized this
closer.
wasn't made here. That was a terrible
Yeah.
joke.
No, but for Germany, it would be more in line with that because they get the Great Depression way earlier than we do.
Yeah. Um, Matthew Bass says I highly suggest Spies by Fritz Lang. I've not even heard of that.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Well, I wonder what else this guy made.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'll ask the police.
The police.
What else? What else this guy made? To examine the sleepwalker. That wouldn't have been a bad title for this too.
Examine the Sleepwalker.
No, just the sleepwalker.
No, the Sleepwalker wouldn't be a bad name for it.
But yeah, again, depth of field. Look how far down that alleyway looks like it goes.
Especially like for being creepy, you know, it's like never-ending darkness, you know.
Well, and also, you'd be creeped out just to live in this world. I mean, I guess you'd be used to it if it's all you ever knew, but...
No, if I lived in this world, it would stress me out.
It's very strange going back to this after, of course, everything that it inspired, particularly Night Before Christmas, because it's like you're looking at real-life people living in Halloween Town. That's what it looks like.
That's true, yeah.
Oh, now it's going down.
This guy. They just caught Edgar Allan Poe.
Quote the Raven.
This is a crow town, not a raven town. You get out of here, you.
No senior sticks. I'm not going to watch Steamboat Willie for 2 straight hours.
You could stream it for 2 straight hours at this point.
That's
it is
true.
Public domain.
You know what? I don't trust it. I don't trust that it wouldn't get flagged. It still would.
No,
somebody would claim
fair.
it. That shouldn't claim it. Just like what happened with Superman. Pisses me off. Well, what's really weird is we did that. That was a million years ago. We did that in 2 parts. One of them got not just flagged, but struck down, and the other one is still up.
Yeah. Well, 'cause I remember, like, you know, before doing the channel, I used to be confused as to where one of them went.
You got go back in your box for 23 years.
Go back to sleep.
Hey, do you think this is the first movie, Austin? It was 23 years, right?
Yes, 23 years.
Do you think this is the first movie that starts the weird pattern of the number 23?
Probably. This might be the first movie to have numbers in it.
It's the first movie that has numbers written in German on the screen. Wow, we're breaking through ceilings.
Yeah, Psycho introduced the first flushing toilet. This brought numbers to cinema.
Okay. Now we're using the crap out of the staircase. I thought we were gonna see it for 10 seconds. Now it's like one of the main sets.
Oh, we're back to the jack-o'-lantern place too.
That is so freaking cool.
Yeah, that is a neat set.
I will say there are places where the store. That is a real mustache. Nobody questioned that man's mustache.
And if you're not sure, like, what exactly is going on so far,
I have no idea what the hell we're looking at right now. Yeah.
Caesar, the guy that lives in the cabinet, he predicted that guy would die, and then he did. So they're trying to figure out who murdered him, and they just happened to stumble on this guy who was trying to murder someone. So they're like, "Oh, maybe he did it," but also, like, you know, they're still a little suspicious that it's that Caesar was able to predict that.
Okay, so yeah, I guess it is a little bit supernatural if he's legitimately predicting the future.
Mm-hmm. No, he legitimately predicted that man would die, and then he did.
Okay, so this is unintentionally funny. So Caligari is standing there with his eyes shut like this, and like he's just squinting really hard, and then we cut to him. His eyes are wide open, and then we cut back, and he's like this again.
He just like made a bark face. He was like, "Rap."
Like Caligari's confused. He looks like he is trying to go to sleep for 23 years. The Enigma of Hostenwald. That's going to be the name of my next album.
Oh, there you go.
The Enigma of Hostinwall. Gotta write that down. If I made albums. Now, I will say, this does appear to be this man's real hair.
Well, it is weird because he's. Oh my god, he was so Danny DeVito there when he's laughing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. We just cracked the code on Batman Returns.
I love trash.
So, I was going to say a second ago, Austin, like a lot of silent films from this period, like this early especially, there are some dropped frames, a lot less than you sometimes see with movies. Like, there's not a lot of weird cuts. Occasionally you get that, like places where, like when we parody silent films, we like to have characters like, jumping ahead, like weird jagged cuts. This I've only noticed it in 5 or 6 places.
Yeah. Well, I also, from what I understand, I think maybe when it was on VHS, there was like a sped up cut where like it wasn't played back at the right speed.
Oh, weird.
And like now it's been brought down to like what it should be.
Well, that's good.
Like,
so this movie used to be 45 minutes, but now it's an hour and 15.
No, genuinely, I think this movie used to be like 50 minutes.
Wow.
And then they were like, oh no, I think it should be like this.
Well, and these days we take these restorations for granted, and it's a crying shame that people don't appreciate just how good we've got it these days. Because first of all, a lot of these things, like Metropolis, there were whole sections and like scenes and pieces of scenes missing, and they would be found later and put back in and restored. Metropolis had several bits that were thought lost forever that somebody randomly found in a building somewhere in the mid 2000s, and we have like 99% of Metropolis now, and maybe even more. But even just restorations of older movies that we have all of, but the prints didn't look good for the longest time. You put it on VHS, it's real grainy, and even like a lot of early DVD releases. You go back and look at something like Errol Flynn's Robin Hood now, like we take for granted just how good some of these remasters are. I don't know if you've seen the most recent transfer for that. It's ridiculous how pretty that movie looks.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're absolutely correct. Well, especially, this period of time, this goes into your, like, kind of weird cuts thing. There's plenty of movies here, in this time that just are missing stuff that we will never see. And, like, sometimes it gets found, like that Metropolis one, but a lot of the times they just didn't maintain it. There was no reason to.
Yeah, and that was just stroke of luck.
Yeah,
that even happened.
Even stuff like King Kong has it. Like everybody, knows about the spider pit scene. That's a really famous deleted scene. But I learned about one recently where there was a deleted part in the middle where King Kong climbs the mountain in the middle of the island, and it's like, oh, that should be in the movie because it's, paralleling where that movie's going to end. And it's just that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, that's so sad. So, like, the best you can do is incomplete movies, and then you grow up with these things, you don't even realize they're incomplete.
And that's a movie that almost made my list, was the original King Kong, which a lot of people would cry foul on, but I don't know. Creature features spawn out of horror. Like,
yeah,
they are related.
I'd be all right with that. I mean, I feel like you could pick a Godzilla movie or something. It's like...
Yeah. Well, I've had arguments with people about stuff like that, but I'm like, I don't know. Creature features and monster movies are like a subgenre.
We didn't call this horror mania. We called it spooky mania. And that covers a vast swath of things.
That is true.
Okay, I'm going to suggest... So there it looked like Caligari was speaking
was doing the crow noise.
Yeah. So I'm going to say something insane. I'm sure this is not true. But in his close-ups, it looks like Caligari is 2 different actors.
Oh, interesting.
And I bet he's not, but just something about the close-ups, he looks different. um, you should be running away from these people.
Yeah, that guy's staring a little too intensely.
See, I don't know what is supposed to be so unusual and creepy about the circus or carnival or whatever in this world where all the architecture looks like this. Like,
Yeah, look at these crosses.
again, it's Halloween Town.
Yep.
That looks like Nightmare. Killer Moth.
The night.
My dad talked about. Sorry. Let me read this real quick. My dad talked about seeing
Yeah.
King Kong as a kid, like it was a horror movie.
Well, at the time, it would have been really scary to see King Kong on the big screen, and that's something I think we've kind of lost to a degree. Where, like, some of that stuff is kind of horror-y when you go back, but like it isn't to us now. Like,
We're
that's
so
more just pure
desensitized.
adventure movie.
Dude, I don't think we've lost it to some degree. I think we've lost it. Matthew Bass, I can't wait to see Cap's reaction to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm sure it'll be exactly like this. Honestly, you could probably just play back my commentary on this over under that, and it'll all line up perfectly.
You're not gonna talk about how pretty that movie is.
In fact, I encourage you to do that.
Part of what I love about that movie is it is like one of the most disgusting, filthy looking movies. Like, it looks like the film it was shot on sat in grime for like 20 years before they shot it.
Well, what's going to be kind of interesting then is 28 Days Later also has that.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting too because you love Poltergeist.
Yeah.
And that's, of course, also Toby Hooper.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. I don't know anything about that movie, except that it's like loosely based on something that really happened, but that's like all I know about it.
Yeah, it's like loosely based on Ed Gein, and that Ed Gein show that just came out is weird because it has stuff from Texas Chainsaw and Psycho and Silence of the Lambs in it. It's like, it's weird.
This shot is amazing.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Just between the window and it's there's like a diamond shape that we're shooting through.
I love how he just like pulls the window off and throws it away.
So I wondered early on how exactly these transitions were achieved, and
Yeah.
it's pretty clear the more we're watching this because there are places where they're not consistent in their speed, like when the circles like close in and come out. So it's pretty clear that they've got some kind of apparatus where that's going literally in front of the camera lens. And so
I mean, it could be.
I'm almost positive. And so what you're looking at, it's impressive that it doesn't mess with focus. But what it looks like is it's like an iris, and they've got some kind of a system where it comes out like this.
Yeah, and they can move it.
And then they've got it in different shapes. So they have a diamond one. So there's not any kind of animation happening there. They're doing all that in camera. I'm almost positive.
Yeah.
Oh, and see, now he just looks straight up like the man who laughs.
Yes. Yeah, you can really tell in that shot.
In fact, if you hadn't told me that, I would have in this scene just said that must be that guy.
Oh, it's got to be. I think he's also in what's Casablanca. I think he's also in that. There's like a big black and white film that's like a big major classic. I think it's that he's in.
Also, I love the shot with these guys just sleeping in the dark.
I mean, you typically sleep in the dark.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying with the with the light on them, where we see them perfectly illuminated, but it's dark entirely around them.
Well, we have a bit of a Beauty and the Beast thing here too, where he was going to stab her and instead he carries her away. into this awful diagonal street.
Yeah.
These are rooftops, but
Everybody, look out! What could possibly go wrong here? You're carrying this woman across rooftops.
he's carrying her on rooftops that are really jagged and not safe at all to be on.
At all. We always complain about Star Wars not having railings anywhere. They need railings on those roofs.
They need railings in the street. Oh, this is where Penguin's parents drop him in the river.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really a choice for them to build, like, luge right in the middle of their town. There's like a bobsled track just right in the middle of their town.
Well, Pee Wee Herman was like, "I love luge. Let's drop our son there."
Let's drop our son down a luge track.
And the penguins will raise him.
Dude, I do exactly this to my children all the time, where I'm just like,
You fall over dead.
I sometimes leave that part out, but yeah, Dan's Den, we talked about the man who laughs. Teddy asked, he said, here's an interesting question for Austin. Do you think Hitler watched this? And if he did he like it? I can answer that.
Okay, what's your answer?
100%. I guarantee you for sure.
Oh no, 100% he watched this. I agree with that. Yeah.
Well, because he watched.
Did he like it though?
I'm sure he did. He liked he watched everything. I actually
pissed him off.
I actually read a book. Well, no, I mean, like, this would have been so much earlier before he came to power. This would have probably made an impression on him, like, when he was younger. I'd have to go look at the dates. I'm not sure exactly when he was born, but he would have. I don't know. What would he be? High school
World
age
War One
at this point? Like,
no, I think he's older because he fights in World War One. I think he gets injured in a battle.
Oh, okay.
He might have been like high school age, and lied to get in. I'm not sure.
But he's in like his 20s when this comes out, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, like Senior Sticks says, he also went to art school.
Yeah, but I actually read a book several years ago now, so I can't speak a lot to it. But just about Hitler's interest in movies and popular culture and his obsession with Hollywood and the way he like hobnobbed with celebrities and stuff, and like all of the time that he spent doing that and not actually dealing with the war effort and stuff. Like that's an aspect you don't hear a lot about. Like, not that he wasn't involved at all, but like he was a lot more curious. He was a lot more interested in doing that with his day sometimes. And I don't know that a lot of people are aware that his obsession with hating the Jews came from Wagner. That like the whole reason that even started was because he had this obsession with Wagner, the musician, and the famous composer, and wanted to be just like him, and read anti-Semitic things that he wrote, and that's what sent him down that path. Like, if it hadn't been for that, that would have never happened.
Yeah. Can you imagine that happened now?
Allegedly.
Like...
And I got all this from one book, but I'm pretty sure that's all true.
Can you imagine if that happened now? You have like a president that's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna be like Cardi B," and they base their entire political career around that.
Oh my god. Okay, Austin, what's happening in this movie?
Well, they just found that his sleepwalker was trying to kill her, so they know that Dr. Caligari's behind the murders now.
What a shocker. Just look at this guy. He tried to play this town like a heart from hell.
You can't take me.
God, now he's not going to have a chance to kidnap Max Schreck or anything. Or put rocket packs on the backs of penguins.
Oh, well, that's just a shame. We're going to lose that?
I still can't believe he has 5 whole fingers.
That's not right. They're taking his cabinet.
And by cabinet, you mean coffin. Funny how they both start with the same sound and are 2 syllables, because this easily could have been called the coffin or the casket of Dr. Caligari. Caligari's casket.
So earlier,
look at this hill.
He was able to... Yeah, this hill's crazy.
Blanketed hill. Do you notice as they were walking up it, you could see the folds in the blanket?
Yeah. This is where they're chasing the penguin when he jumps into the lake.
Dude, the big thing I have to make sure I do when I make my movie like this is build a luge track. I'm gonna make a silent film version of Cool Runnings.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That's my whole plan. I'm gonna make a real heightened, like, cardboard set version of Cool Runnings. It's gonna be a Jamaican bobsled team, but they're all gonna be Muppets? Or like action figures?
Yeah. Oh, my mom went to Jamaica and she did that, and I was like, "Oh, like, you know, that's cool." And she was like, "Yeah, it's really big in Jamaica because their team won the Olympics, you know, back in the day." And I was like, "No, they didn't."
No, they didn't.
And she's like, "Yes, they did. It was a movie. It was called Cool Runnings." I'm like, "Yeah, clearly you've never seen it."
Yeah. Do you know what the ending is? She's going to be shocked when she finally watches it. If by win
like,
you mean
stupid.
they crashed and picked up their bobsled and walked it over the finish line, then yes, they won. Spoilers for Cool Runnings. Do you know who did the score for Cool Runnings?
I don't.
Hans Zimmer.
Really?
Yes.
I haven't seen that movie in years, but I really liked that movie.
It's great. I watch it every couple of years. I go back to that. It's on Disney Plus. Everybody watch Cool Runnings.
And the best line in any epic rap battle of history is also about Cool Runnings.
Is anybody else? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say where Mr. Rogers tells Mr. T that he'll chop him into 4 black dudes and then remake Cool Runnings.
That's pretty good line.
But sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh, when we were looking at, because we're past it now, but when we were looking at the 3 stairwells, I'm just imagining like 2 of those you go down and nothing bad happens to you, and the third one has like lions or crocodiles or something.
Oh my.
Right? Like I don't trust that. Yeah. This looks like a door number 1, 2, or 3 situation to me.
Yeah, well, you got to know your Roman numerals. You know, only door number 5 is the right door, so you have to count Rocky sequels to pick the right door.
No, Senior Sticks, they did not win. We've established this. I didn't expect the cabinet of Dr. Caligari to turn into a conversation about bobsledding.
About Cool Runnings, yeah.
I've missed Mania. I'm so glad we're back with another Mania. Why isn't this just all we do?
Yeah, so he just found this is an insane asylum, and then when he went in there, Dr. Caligari runs this insane asylum.
Oh, of course he does.
So he's like, that guy's crazy, and they're like, what do you mean? He's the head doctor here. Like, of course he's not
Well,
crazy.
I mean, I was gonna say this earlier, but like, yes, he looks like a scary, insane person, but like, look at the town you live in. He still fits right in. So you wouldn't
Yeah, no,
immediately.
exactly.
That's where we buy that you wouldn't immediately suspect him of anything.
Of course, that man is a doctor in this world.
And of course, there's a skeleton. I was a giant skeleton. It's a man-sized skeleton. And you see the guy went over. He had to just move it over
Yeah, he
slightly.
shifted it.
I almost said that's amusing set dressing, and then the guy walks over and interacts with it.
Sleepwalking.
Somnambulisms.
Tramboline.
Somnambulisms. Teddy says Cool Runnings is the closest thing we have to a modern German expressionist film.
It's true. Well, I'm sure they tried to remake this with John Candy as Dr. Caligari.
That would have been great casting. Because like you could have done it with Danny DeVito, but it's a little on the nose.
No, it would be a John Hughes movie.
It's a little on the nose that you bite and it's gushing blood. They move from fairs in fairs. That's what it said.
I imagine that was supposed to be fairs to fairs.
A perfect translation. All committed under identical conditions. Is this where our big twist is going to be?
I think soon, yeah.
Because it feels
we
like
are...
this book they're reading, it feels like they're leading to some kind of big, shocking revelation.
Well, this is all just proving that the doctor here is Caligari, who is, working on like sleepwalking research.
Okay, so that's what he's doing instead of genetic engineering.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he's accomplishing his dark purpose.
Exactly.
He replaced
so that was the thing
by a doll which he placed in the box.
Yeah, when they went to arrest him, there was the doll in the box, and it's like that's how he was able to get away with him being in two places at once. Is when people came to see if he was in the box when people were murdered, like he was, but it wasn't a real person.
So it's sort of like grave robbing, and then you put a body in to replace the body that you stole.
I guess, but with a doll.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. Well, I just said that because the cabinet is a casket.
It's true. Now the crow's back. Oh, that was a cool one where it went in on one side and went out the other.
Now they're just showing off.
Yeah. Showing off that skeleton, too.
And now we just have Crow with no music. And then the music just faded back in. A lot of scores from this period, of course, get really redundant. But it's okay if the score is good. Or at least it's okay enough. And if it fits the material. Wake up!
Yeah, there's plenty of scores that are really repetitive that I like.
Hey, wake up. Are you dead? I'm going to check his pulse. This is sort of where
Fred's hand.
This is sort of where the pulse is. You flush it.
Now I can get Max Shrek.
I wasn't prepared for Batman Returns tonight.
Well, it's fitting you did 89 for 89 last night. Batman Returns.
That's true. I almost bought a board book yesterday of Batman Returns that I found. It's not a children's book, but it's pretending to be a children's book, and
Hmm.
it's pretty funny because it's got like the most gruesome stuff from Returns in it, but it pretends to be a children's book. It's pretty great. I might go
That's
back. I might go back
wonderful.
and buy that.
That's wonderful.
The reason I didn't was because I was doing early Christmas shopping and buying stuff for the kids, and I was like, I can't even give this to any of the kids.
Yeah. Nicholas Bodo asks if we think this film influenced Robert Eggers. Certainly, I would think so. If we were to ever remake this, he wouldn't be a bad choice.
Okay,
I
that
know
was
that's
weird.
like kind of obvious because he did Nosferatu, but
Yeah. Okay, I said it was all done in camera, but then that was a transition from a frame to another frame, so I could be mistaken.
yeah, unless they were somehow able to splice the footage where it is in camera.
Yeah. Yeah, it could have been the way you cut that. I I thought the handwritten script we were looking at there looked almost like a modern insert where it's like we don't have the book they had because before it looked we had like an actual book and that could have been a piece of paper, but no, it just looks like white screen with text on it. Like it doesn't even look like it belongs in this movie. It's very suspicious to me. But it was weird because they scrolled down it and then they scrolled slightly up it.
Well, it's one of those things where they read a line, but they didn't really process it, so they had to go back. You know, that's what it symbolized. So yeah, I think he just discovered that there's like a myth, or like he discovered a character named Caligari,
What?
and he's like, I will become him. Yeah.
Whoa. That's
Oh yeah, this part's
crazy.
really cool.
This is so inventive, Austin.
Mm.
Dude, it would blow my mind if you did this now.
Yeah.
So the idea is that his real name is not Caligari. He like found this and became that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so he was this psychologist or whatever at the insane asylum, and then
Oh,
discovers this and decides to become
dude,
Caligari.
he's a Batman villain. He's absolutely a
Oh
Batman
yeah,
villain. And I'm not just saying that because then later the Penguin looks like him. Like he could have been a Batman villain in the first place. And then the Joker is in this, or the
yeah.
precursor to the Joker. This is crazy. But dude, all the text
Well,
all
and
over
now
the
that
frame there, that was
yeah,
amazing that they
yeah.
pulled that
Well,
off.
and the last Caligari one holds when it like fades in with the circle. It's so cool. But I was just thinking about it. The Caesar, the like sleepwalker guy, his outfit is kind of Joker's outfit in the Beyond movie.
Oh yeah,
The
that's
like,
true. I don't know if they were thinking of that.
yeah, I'm not sure. They could have been though.
They could have been. So whenever we
Okay, it
cut,
was kind of funny that the music like got really intense while they were behind the desk. When they walked away, it like calmed down a little
yeah,
bit.
it doesn't always match what you're looking at.
It was a little amusing there.
Okay, so this is interesting. You would think that these trees would just be painted in the background,
But
but
they're moving.
there people bumped somebody bumped into this one on the right and a leaf started shaking. So they actually built these
Yeah, well, I noticed that earlier
so
when
you can
Caligari
interact with
was
it.
running. There was
I
one like far off in the frame, and
I
he
noticed
bumped
that
it, and I was like,
too.
"Oh, yeah." Imagine having to paint these like tentacles on this wall.
Yeah. So I was going to say a minute ago, whenever we go back to
Yeah.
sets we've been to before, it seems like the camera is always put in more or less the same place for a wide shot, and then we'll just occasionally do a cut in on somebody's face. And so you got to wonder, or a close up, I should say. Oh my God, he's looking right at me. Uh, so you got to wonder if how much of this was shot out of order,
Mhm.
because obviously we shoot like everything out of order now most of the time.
Yeah.
But I don't know how this stuff was typically done then. Like
You could have done it all at once
we
on
could
one
have done it
set.
all at once. In this set with the skeleton in particular, it looks like they're setting up more or less the same shot, but occasionally we're the skeleton's not in the same place in the frame.
Hmm.
So I'm not sure.
Yeah, and it could be, like part of that theater thing of, okay, we built kind of our set here, so it's like this is kind of where that camera has to be, like for it to be effective.
Yeah, we built it where that's the only place it goes.
Yeah.
Austin, I don't know about you, but I feel like no one on Earth would stack books like this.
That is crazy. But I love that even while stacked like that, they're still kind of warped and diagonal.
I'm imagining they're glued together.
They probably are.
This time we're going to take you back to the asylum, but you're going to be a member of the asylum. Oh, that's actually exactly what they're doing.
Yep. Yeah, they're locking them up now.
They're putting
They're
him in
like,
a
okay, yep,
straitjacket.
you are Caligari. Take him away, boys.
Yeah, like there's a little bit of a scarecrow thing happening with him. You know, like a Hugo Strange or something.
Yeah.
Because we do that a lot with Crane, right? Where like he works for the asylum and then he ends up being an inmate.
Oh man, if Reeves did Hugo Strange and was looking at Caligari, that'd be awesome.
That would be pretty cool. But you
And
gotta
Caesar
be
is his
careful.
monster men.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And now he looks like Emperor Palpatine.
Oh yeah.
But you have to be careful not to make it look too much like Danny DeVito.
Yeah, that is true.
I also feel like no one on Earth would make doors like this.
The Germans.
Nicholas Bodo, he seems more like Hugo Strange to me. Yeah, I just mean in the sense that he runs the asylum, or he's one of the employees there. The madman has not left his cell. I just don't feel like this bizarre, jagged town could be the same without him.
It's true. Your story sucked. Anyways, good day.
Good day. You know, I think this is the weirdest, but most artistic, like visual piece we've looked at together since Alice.
Yeah,
Do you remember Alice?
like vaguely.
I mean, that was that stop motion Czech film.
Oh, now I don't remember this.
You know what? I watched it with Jason. That was a special request. You weren't there for that.
That's right.
I
Yes,
wish
okay.
you were though, because you would love that.
Yes. Okay. That's why I was like, that sounds familiar, but it's because I remember you guys talking about it.
No, my
right.
apologies. You do almost all this stuff with me, and I forgot that you weren't there for that one.
That's okay. That comes up here and there.
Look at this rabbi with a beard. You see that guy?
I did, yeah. It's Mel Brooks.
Don't let him tell you the future, otherwise you will die. Well, now it's just a Goosebumps concept. What's funny is a lot of men in these, well, I guess I should just say actors and actresses in general, in these silent films have all this crazy eyeshadow because it's filmed in black and white, and they think they need that, crazy makeup caked on for it to look right. But
Hmm.
this is one of the only silent films I've seen where that feels like it's part of the weirdness.
It's part of the world.
Yeah. Will you finally to be my
To
wife?
be my wife, yeah, there's
Just
definitely some weird YouTube captions.
just absolute perfect translation.
We queens cannot follow from pulses of our hearts.
Well, and like obviously this isn't automatic YouTube titling. Like somebody actually went in and did this, so somebody translated it stupid. Dun 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 dun. I really think you should be careful when you go in those staircases. There's something on the other end of one of those at least. Like, and now the day is saved.
You all think I'm crazy.
It's the director who is crazy. Oh man, this just got meta, you guys. Oh, why did he make our film? Why did he make our world look this jagged and weird? You gotta love all the weird shapes like in the intertitles.
Yeah, I know, it's fantastic.
Like, how easy is it? Like they went the extra 9 yards with all of this. Like, how easy would it be to just have real generic, typical titles? But no, they got to make that. I was gonna say an artistic piece of its own. It looks like the titles that someone would make that was making a movie that is from this weird ass town.
So, this is the guy who was telling the story.
Okay.
He is just an inmate at this asylum. So, part of why it's all warped is because it's
Oh.
like being told by a crazy person.
Oh. So it's
And
unreliable narrator.
yeah, so in that last scene, like all the characters throughout the movie are like other patients in the asylum in that
Okay.
courtroom.
I was missing some of that.
Yeah.
And so Caligari is not a crazy person?
No, so this is the guy that he thinks is Caligari, and as you can see, it's like he like is like kind of the same guy, but he's a little different.
Yeah.
Oh, now I have this channel's like subscribe thing over Caligari's
Over his
face.
face.
Thank, thank you,
And
YouTube.
so he was never actually Caligari.
He was CCC, and but yeah, so that is the twist: is that there maybe was never like any of this. It was like maybe just all his warped brain.
Okay. And so it's that kind of cliched thing of it was all a dream.
Kind of, but like maybe not. Like it's kind of left up for interpretation, but like that's part of like why everything's all warped is because it's all a crazy person telling you what's going down.
So is the idea that there like might be some truth in some of it, but like we don't know what
They
really happened and what didn't? Like what
well,
was there
the
really
way they
this
hold on him at the end is kind of like maybe like he is Caligari, maybe he's not,
Yeah, like
which
was
is
the
a little hard to tell.
sleepwalker guy
It's like
real?
yeah,
In a twist, I'm
when
just gonna
yeah,
I'm just gonna read the wiki synopsis right at the end here. In a twist ending,
yeah,
Francis is depicted as an asylum inmate. Jane and Cesar are patients as well. Jane believes that she is a queen. I was wondering about the queen thing. While Cesar is not a somnambulist, but awake, quiet, and not visibly dangerous. The man Francis refers to as Dr. Caligari is the asylum director. He's the director! He made the film. Francis
it's
attacks
true.
him and is restrained in a straitjacket, then placed in the same cell where Caligari was confined in Francis's story. Okay. The asylum director announces that he now understands France's delusion and that he is confident he can cure him.
That's true. But yeah, when I first watched it, that like blew my mind. Where I was like, "Oh, whoa!" Like I was not expecting like a crazy twist like that,
So,
especially this early.
yeah, so a lot of the stills that I'm seeing just on this wiki page
Mhm.
are in uh, are in different colors. And so I want to look around and see what other prints there are of this.
Mhm.
Because it's looking like there are cuts of this that have tints, that have color tints.
I've definitely seen it in like the yellow tint.
Yeah, I was seeing like like some green too.
Mhm. Yeah, like yeah, it might just depend on where you see it.
That's a thing that can be used for thematic effect uh,
Mhm.
really effectively. But anyway,
Oh yeah,
Austin,
I just pulled up another
yeah,
YouTube channel that has it, and it's in both yellow and greens. So it might just be the way we watched it was black and white, but
yeah. So we maybe didn't even see it quite as intended. Uh,
yeah.
but regardless, we got to see all the sets they built and the performances and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
dude, that thing is masterful.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
eventually,
I
I
like
want
that
to
movie a lot.
eventually I want to watch it again, not talking over it, and get a little bit of a better sense of story. Uh,
Mhm.
but like I said, I found that just inspirational. Like I was like, ooh, I want to start building sets. Like, I want to make something like that. It's so cool.
Now we're making Caligari too.
That's a great idea. No, we're not. We're making Cool Runnings.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. Caligari running.
We got to figure out what our twist is going to be at the end. It's like
um.
the twist is sorry the twist is the coach was just dreaming about the bobsled team all along because it's just crazy and preposterous that you could ever have a Jamaican bobsled team.
He had four Jamaican sons that all died in a car crash, and he imagined them winning the bobsled race.
Oh my god, that'd be so great. Robert says it's pretty common to see old silent films with surviving copies both in black and white and with the color tinting. Yeah, I wondered if somebody had taken the tinted version and just made it all black and white for some reason, or if there were two different versions, two different copies.
Yeah, I would say maybe that because I know I've definitely seen older versions that are also black and white. So yeah, it could just be that there's two maybe.
Raiden the twist is everyone died. That was the other way I was thinking you'd play it. Is they come down and instead
Yeah,
of the triumphant, they all get up. You have the guy that's like, "Are you dead?" And then the other guy just doesn't say anything.
doesn't answer. Oh no.
Oh my god, that's so messed up. These were real people.
John Candy's crying.
John Candy runs up and he drags the bobsled by himself to the finish line.
He's like, I'm gonna do it.
The bobsled of John Candy.
I believe that's what that new documentary on him is called. Is the bobsled of John Candy.
I'm excited to see that.
Same, yeah. I love that they put it out on Canadian Thanksgiving when like it's titled after a
Oh,
line from
I didn't know that.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which is a like a Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah, I didn't know it
It's
was
like,
out already.
yeah, yeah, it came out. That would have been what, like a week or two ago
Mm-hmm.
now? 2 weeks? Yeah.
I think 2 weeks. I'll have to see if anybody's streaming that here yet.
I think it's supposed to be straight to Amazon, so, but I could be wrong.
Oh, cool. I hope so, because
Mhm.
then I'd already have access to it.
Yeah, yeah, I might be wrong, but I think it's straight to Amazon.
Austin, anything else you want to say about this before we? Bid everybody farewell.
Uh, no, I mean that was. I'm glad that people watched it. Braden Atkinson said that was really good. I don't know if you've seen that before, but if it's the first time, then like that's cool that people got to discover it with us.
Yeah,
'Cause it's a great movie.
in need of some folks to show up that didn't even know anything about this.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I expected there to be no one in the chat today. So
yeah, no, thank you guys for helping us make this a really good start to the series. You guys are making me want to do the Mania thing more often. Because DCEU Mania, we had a huge turnout for, and this is a movie I didn't think anybody would care about, and we had a decent group, relative to
yeah,
this. So,
yeah, for sure.
but yeah, keep popping in and hanging out with us because we're gonna, like I said, have a really cool eclectic assortment of movies. Tomorrow night we're doing Child's Play 2, which is one of my picks. Now I will put in the caveat that none of my picks are movies I know in like back of my hand or anything. Because of course, like I've said before, I'm not a big horror guy, so like I've seen that movie a few times, but it's been probably 8 or 10 years since the last time I saw it.
Hmm.
We'll see how
I
much
mean,
of
I
it
kind
comes
of had
back to
that with
me.
this.
And like Flatliners, I like
Uh,
a lot, but I don't know it super well.
mhm. Yeah, and this is a movie I think I've seen 3 times, and the last time was probably like a good 3 years ago at this point. This is a movie I keep showing people, and they're just like, "Oh, why'd you make me watch this?" So
Oh
I am
wow,
glad that this is the first time I got to show somebody where that was not their response.
no, I was fascinated. That's amazing. Well, and the most fascinating thing about it, of course, is just how creative it is with the art form, with how early it is.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
think about how much of this is innovation and how little of it is borrowing from anything else film wise.
yeah, you're making the rules.
You're inventing everything from the ground up. I
Hmm.
mean, at this point, the only stuff that is standard is the idea that you cut from one thing to another and create kinetic movement. I and that because I mean, like even that's not a given with obviously the earliest movies. Like, just what even are the rules of cutting? So this like you know you notice we will do close-ups on faces, but a lot of it is just static wides.
Hmm. And they're like really intense close-ups. We have Caligari himself where we cut to him and he's like
Dude,
just like staring.
the most disturbing shot in the whole movie is when he just like turns his head, looks directly in the camera, and then comes at you.
Became the Ring. He was like gonna crawl out of the out of the screen.
I'm like, slow your roll there, Danny DeVito. Like,
Just the view I was looking for.
ah! Well, appreciate you guys. I hope you had a good time, and we will see you again tomorrow night for a very different movie, different kind of movie. And this, I guess, is probably the only sequel on the list.
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
I
Yeah.
went for like The Ring is technically a remake, but this is the only sequel. I went for Child's Play 2 because it's the better and more watchable of the first two, and
Hmm.
I think it's the best
Yeah, I agree.
in that franchise. And it's also real watchable without that first movie. Like in its way, it's kind of like I don't want to say redoing it, but it's like let's come back and do this a little better.
Yeah, 100%. No, I almost had a sequel in that for my Universal Monster, like leading up to like pretty close before we finally decided it was going to be Frankenstein / Bride of Frankenstein, and they're short enough that you just do them together. But so like that would have been one, but I ended up
Okay,
deciding to do Creature instead.
I'm glad you did. I'm excited to see that.
Hmm.
All right, well, we'll see you guys again tomorrow night. I think probably 10 o'clock again, and John's going to join us. So look forward to that. And in the meantime, I was Captain Logan, and this was Austin. And we'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. I thought you'd say something. Bye.
It's a silent. I was a silent movie. I was
Oh.
honoring. can't win them all.
Bye, everybody.